Hey everybody, Ryan here, and welcome to a tutorial video about the site editor in War Thunder. Now, jumping straight into it, to find the site editor, we go to Options, Ground Vehicle Battle Settings, and right at the top of the list, there's the Site Settings button, and this takes you into the site editor. Now, firstly, there are some conveniences with this new UI. You can select any nation and any rank and any vehicle without having to go through the hangar. And you can use a variety of different backgrounds, hide some of the UI with this preview button, change to a dark background, which enables the crosshair lighting, turn on night vision, and thermals, which allows you to test all the various different color options that you can set for each site. And there's also many included default presets, which includes everything from M1 type with range scale to ATGM, as everything below this one is my custom presets. But anyways, let's just start with a default site, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to make your own custom site. So what we have here is a completely clean slate on the Hungarian Leopard 2A7. So the first and easiest option is to just select a pre-made preset, and since we're using a Leopard, let's go with the Leopard type, which, is easy enough, but of course not everyone is going to like the exact layout or the color selection, so let's go in and just customize a site from default to our liking. And if you're wondering if you can still use custom reticles, the answer is yes, and this is where they are. In the reticle options, you just expand that, drop down the grid site selection box, and select your custom reticle. But since not everyone is going to have that, let's just go with the built-in Leopard 2 site. You can also expand these other options for the rangefinder, turn it on, the turret slew indicator, turn that on as well, the field of view box, which indicates what part of the scene will be visible when fully zoomed in. But I personally do not like that at all. And then the gun ready or reload indicator. And conveniently, the turret indicator, reload indicator, and rangefinder can be repositioned easily with the mouse. So now that all the site elements are enabled, let's look into the color options. For the reticle, we have the base color, the with backlight color, the color in night vision, and in thermal sight. And these same settings apply to mostly everything else except for the rangefinder, which includes a background color option. The only confusing thing is how Gaijin chose to label these, with the in thermal sight not actually including the word text. So anyways, I would personally like my main reticle color to be this green, and in backlight, I would like it to be red, also in night vision to be red, and in thermals, the same green. And here's what that looks like with the preview buttons being the reticle illumination, night vision, and thermals. And I'm just going to apply that to all of these other elements as well, so they're all the same. And the rangefinder is the only interesting one, because you have to go through to all of these text options here, and then do the background, which does have a transparent option. And the only other options of note here is really the text size. I'm just going to go with large, and a bunch of font options with digital, HUD, and tiny HUD, which is fonts from the main game UI. ILS 31, not really sure what that is, USSR, US, Mirage HUD, AH64 Apache HUD, and F14 HUD. And the same options are present for the gun ready indicator. Now, the most important thing to remember after you've done your changes is to hit the save button in the top left. Very important, do not forget, you will lose what you just changed. Now, let's take a quick look at this new site that we've made. And looks pretty nice. We got that green dot in the bottom left indicating that we are ready to fire, the rangefinder, the turret slew indicator, and our lovely built-in Leopard 2 site, which the lines are a little bit thick for my liking. Now that you've created your own lovely custom site, you're going to want to save it as a preset so you can apply it to other vehicles. And it's pretty simple. Just hit save preset and type in a name. Now, there's a quirk with this system currently. You can't overwrite a preset you've already created, and there's no way in the UI to delete existing presets. Hope that's added soon. And I mean, there you go, really. That's all you need to know about using the new site editor. Just make sure, once again, remember to hit the save button when you're done doing your thing. And now let's take a brief look at the very lovely bugs that have been introduced with this new feature. First off, the most directly impactful one to gameplay is a bug with the range-finding gun laying speed. So here I have the default gun sight, and the rangefinder module is not enabled, which produces the normal rangefinder behavior of a slight delay before the gun is laid to the actual range. However, going in and enabling the rangefinder module, saving, will give us this new behavior. As soon as I press the rangefinder button, the gun is automatically laid before the progress bar completes. Now, I've heard some people are binding their rangefinder and fire button to the same key, which produces some very interesting results. And the next lovely bug is also to do with the rangefinder module. So when you use the rangefinder, it will display the range to the point in meters. Now, if you increase the ranging manually, it will reflect that in meters as well. But if you go all the way back to 0, it'll display the last distance from the rangefinder, which is not very helpful. And this one's pretty small, and it might just be a scaling issue due to the resolution I use in my game, but pay close attention to the alignment of the gun ready indicator and the reload timer. They are nowhere near centered on each other, and it's just very disturbing to mine, and I'm sure many others, OCD tendencies. And now let me just show you something a little interesting. So currently I am in the thermal sight mode, and here's the normal sight mode, and here's a reticle illumination. Now if I go back to thermals, you would expect the reticle illumination to stay, but it actually doesn't. And while in thermals, if I press reticle illumination again and go out, it changes the normal mode's current state. And I guess it's fine, but at least you can specify each sight mode's color, which I guess helps nullify that. And one thing that I really find frustrating, especially when trying to actually change these sights often, is when you have your preset selected and nothing has been changed, it shows user sight as your preset up here, which it's a little thing, but at a glance, it makes it difficult to know what preset you're selected to. And there's some other weird behavior with this new system as well, but I'm hoping, surely, that these will be ironed out eventually. Even though this feature was, tested for probably several days or weeks before the update went live, and all of these issues should have been ironed out before any paying customers got their hands on it, but I digress. Anyways, these are some changes that I would like to see made to this system. Change the localization for the UI here. I don't think any of this really makes sense, and it's not standardized, but luckily we can fix that easily. And here's just a few suggestions I have for changes to these options in the UI. Honestly, let's do an autosave. We should not have to go over here and hit the save button every time. Because also, if you're trying to apply a bunch of sights to a bunch of different vehicles, you can select all vehicles in a certain rank and apply, but if they're using a non-default sight, then it just won't work. I don't understand why that is. Meaning you have to go in here and individually apply the sights to each thing, which means this is the workflow. Expand, select, save. Expand, select, save. And it's just a little tedious as well. Like maybe you could move the choose preset and save preset button over to the left so that you won't have to go across your screen all the time. Also, it would be really nice to have some sort of alignment grid to center things like the rangefinder and align them with other corners of other elements. Also, does anyone find it rather unsettling that all of these elements are locked and don't follow the actual cursor, such as the FOV, the turret indicator, gun ready, and rangefinder? Which is why I would love an option to lock these other sight elements to the relative movement of the reticle, because you can clearly see the reticle does not stay locked to the center of the screen. So it would be nice to have the rest of the elements move along with it. And also, it would be very nice to be able to change the color of the gun ready indicator. I know green is supposed to always tell you that it's ready to go. I'm sure people would appreciate the customization. And please, just try to fix the scaling. It's probably my resolution, so it's probably my bad. But try to fix the alignment of the gun ready dot and the actual text. And once again, a line thickness slider would be beautiful because this sight is a little too thick. And it's going to vary based on people's resolutions and a bunch of other factors, so just give us that little bit of customization. That'd be beautiful. And also this preview button, I mean, it should hide these other scene change buttons too. It's kind of silly that it only hides those two menus. And it's kind of difficult to recreate this, but I was having some issues with keeping a custom reticle actually selected and applied to certain vehicles. Could have been an issue with the certain reticle. A little more quality control with features like this would be fantastic, Gaijin. Please, 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 Gaijin, test the features you create before pushing them to the live server. I know this game's free to play, but a lot of people pay for it, and it would be really awesome if you could make your features work on day one. Please and thank you. Mwah. Also, some more like silly things, like maybe system-wide font selection. Anyways, that's basically it for the new gun sight customization system in War Thunder. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have anything else to say about this new system and any other tips or anything like that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.